Well, good morning. It's me, Coach Rosa. I'm really excited to spend some time with you. I have only a few minutes, but I wanted to share some really insightful information. So I'm reading a book and I'm doing it with some friends. We're kind of sharing goals and setting our goals for what we want to do in our lives, and it's really always great to have support. I teach you guys to have a community of support. Well, I have one as well. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I miss you, Joe. It's great to see you. So, hey, Brittany, good to see you. I'm so excited to see you guys. So the book that I'm referring to, it's called Creating Money. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's really more about the law of attraction in so many ways and creating abundance in your life. It's funny about this book. It's been in my basement for who knows how long, I don't even know. And I read a lot of books and I read a lot of things around the law of attraction and the mind-body connection and the power of your mind and health and wellness, and personal development. I don't read a lot of, books just for fun. That is fun for me. And these friends and I are getting together and we're setting our goals and holding each other accountable. And one of them sent me a picture of this book and said, hey, this is a book I'm reading. It's really interesting. I've had it for a long time, and it just sort of like fell off the shelf. And I thought, man, wow, look at that. And I thought, that book sounds familiar. I wonder if I have it. And lo and behold, it was downstairs with my books that I can't get rid of. I've gotten rid of a lot of things, but some books I just can't get rid of them. I love them. And I thought, oh, time to read that book. So here's what I was reading this morning that I wanted to share with you. And it's different than what I usually share with you, which is usually around health and wellness. But I am a total life coach. I'm a success coach, and I talk about a lot of things. My day job has to do with career coaching. My business is wellness and health and weight loss. So we blend all that together, and we can go in any direction we want. And a lot of people say, I don't know what I want to do. I don't, what's my life's work? What is it that I'm meant to do? Jeff, good to see you. It's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for watching. So our life's work, what is our life's work? And I remember when I started off, before I had kids, I thought for sure I knew what my life's work was. And then I had this beautiful baby girl, over 30 years ago, and my life changed on a dime. What I wanted to do no longer mattered. What I thought I wanted didn't matter. I wanted to spend time with that baby girl. And I actually started a daycare, and I did that for nearly 10 years so that I could be part of my daughter's day-to-day life. And I ran it in a residential area, but it was licensed by the state. I treated it fully like a business. And thanks. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. And I really found that to be very meaningful to this day, something I'll never regret. It was a great part of my life. And then I realized this isn't my life's work. I actually thought that this isn't my life's work. And I chose to turn my hobby into my profession, which was personal development and health and wellness. And that became something I did. My day job is working with people who are looking for jobs and helping them with their career path. And I even teach a lot of entrepreneurial classes and help people with their resumes. And so that's not my life's work. It's what I do for a living. And I enjoy it, and I feel like I'm blessed to do it. But here's what's interesting that I took out of this book is some points that I'm going to share with you. So your life's work is something that makes time just fly by. You don't even know that time went by. And they have a story in that book, Lynn, by the way, that kind of relates this woman who realizes that, because Lynn has a beauty salon, this woman who realizes that her actual day job, which was very different from her things that she loved, was when she narrowed it down to what's my life's work, it was to help people feel good about their appearance, because she was happiest when she was fixing her friend's hair and helping someone with their makeup or helping them pick out clothes. And I was like, that is so noble. Like, that's my life's work. To identify it, to embrace it, and to say that's what I'm doing. And the woman ended up going back to school so she can get her license and really became very successful. So it's what makes time go by for you? You haven't even noticed the clock. That's part of discovering your life's work. What's your heart's desire? it also comes quite natural to you. And it doesn't mean you don't have a learning curve. You still have to learn something, but it's naturally something that you pick up on, you get in the flow of, and it feels like you were meant to do this in some way. And then the other piece is you just love doing it, and you can't imagine you do it for free. And that reminds me, I have to take a quick sip because I feel my throat getting locking up here. It reminds me of an exercise I did this year recently where I was looking at my beliefs about money and how to create more empowering beliefs, how to get rid of limiting beliefs. And I text messaged some of my closest friends who I felt had really great relationships with money. They do what they love. They make really decent money. They seem like they don't have the same beliefs I do as far as the negative slope of it. So everyone has positive and negative beliefs. And when you want to change a belief, you ideally turn it to something empowering, get rid of what's disempowering, whole other class in itself. And I look for people who are role models of that shortens the learning curve. Instead of me figuring this out, I just ask someone, what's your belief about money? They all came back quickly with their answers. And they all said something very common, which is, I don't do what I do for the money. I do it because I love the work. All of them said that. Now, they make great money. They had other things that go with it. But that's what made me think of, do what you love. And, what's in your heart, what's your heart's desire. And that will bring you the compensation. Now, here's some other things about doing your life's work, doing what your heart's desires. It doesn't have to be your job. I think that's one of the common misconceptions I deal with people, is they think that if they don't do what is 100% meant for them to do, that they're a failure, and you're not. That's not true. Doing what you love can be done as a hobby. It can be done outside of what you do. It doesn't have to be your vocation. Some people have a vocation that has so many perks to it. It compensates them well. It has good healthcare benefits. It provides education for their families. And it's not something they hate. It's just maybe not their total life's work at that time. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely fine, because here's what is so interesting about that is your life's work can change throughout your life. And it's great, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in. Watch me on the replay. Your life's work can change throughout your life. So I look at back in 30-something years ago, 40 years ago, oh my goodness, my life's work was very different, right? It was around the beauty industry and helping people feel good about themselves. And then my life's work became becoming a mother and caring for other people's children who are like my own children, who I adore and still would live with if I could. If I could wave a magic wand, we'd have a plantation house and those kids would still be living with me, even though none of them probably want to anymore. But I would bet some of them would, because they have kids now and they know I'd take good care of their kids. But that was a big part of my life's work back then. Then my life's work became personal development and healing some things within myself and then helping others, and losing weight and helping other people lose weight. And now my life's work's about teaching and educating and helping people create healthier, happier minds and bodies. Now the other thing, it changes, right? That's okay. It also can be a job that you're in that's giving you the skills that you need for the next life's work. Sometimes the life's work we're doing, that day job, we have to trust that it's feeding our life's work in some way, shape, or form, so that the efforts that you need for the next job, whatever equips you for that, it's going to show up. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for watching. So let's talk about some quick ways to identify your life's work. And this is probably easier than you think. And what you want to do is you want to say, what makes time fly for me, where when I do it, boom, I don't even know what time went by. And that could be part of your day-to-day life. But think about throughout your life, what do you do where you go, oh, wow, that went by so quickly? And that could be one of the things that's in your heart's desire that can feed you into your life's work. The other thing is, what books do you resonate with? What books do you like reading? Do you drawn to? Think about going into the bookstore. What section are you finding yourself in? That's a big indicator of your life's work. It's a big indicator. So think about the books you've read. If I just go downstairs and I don't throw away a certain lump of books and I look at all of them, there's a common theme in those books. And there's segments throughout my life. So when I was with the children at the daycare, I read a lot of parenting books. I read a lot of personality style books, relationship books, because I want, and learning styles as well, because I wanted to respect each person for who they were. I wanted to create a stimulating environment where everyone felt like they were loved and they were who they were meant to be, and I didn't want them to conform to who I thought they had to be. But yet I needed, and I would say not yet, because that was truly what I wanted, and I needed structure and boundaries so we could follow a pattern and have a routine so everyone could be safe and I could do the best that I could do without chaos erupting. That took a lot of finessing, and that lent itself well to what I do even today when I'm working with large groups of people. You have to manage adults. It's sometimes like herding cats, and sometimes you have to know when to let go and say, I'm just going to let you do your thing right now because you're fine, and then other times you got to rein everyone in, and that equipped me very well for discerning when to do that and doing that. Look at the hobbies you have. What do you enjoy doing? Maybe you don't have time for some of your hobbies. Hi, Laura. Thanks for watching. But just think about the hobbies that you love and you miss, or that you would do if you could. And that's another area to find your life's work and what's in your heart. And then look at areas that you volunteer. Where would you spend your time if you could? And how does that serve you? I'm going to tell you one thing that I did when my father-in-law was ill and he was in hospice, is I went to, every morning I would go there while he was in hospice, and it would be first thing in the morning, so it was like, I would say 6 a.m. I wanted to be the first person he saw when he woke up, because it really bothered me that he was waking up and he was alone, and it was alone because there was a lot of people scattered. It was no one's fault, but I felt like I want to be there with him. And I did something I never would do, because I usually don't want people to think I'm a little out there. But what I like now is becoming mainstream, which is wonderful. I brought my books on angels with prayers about angels. I brought my meditative music. I brought my oils. And I would do Reiki on him in the morning. I'd go in there, I'd play my music, I'd read my little lovely stories about that their angels really are there and what they do to show us they love us and how they're messengers of love. And I would do Reiki on him. And then when he'd wake up in the morning, we would chat, and he would be very lucid. He would talk. It would be a really wonderful time. And at that moment was my life's work, right? Someday when I am ready to volunteer, I want to go do that again with other people. I want to sit in hospice in the morning and be there when someone wakes up, and just be a healing presence. What's interesting is sitting in silence is another skill I've had to learn from other times in my life. There was a time in my life I probably couldn't have done that. And so everything leads to something else, and who knows? I can't even tell you. Maybe my life's work will change in 10 years. Who knows? So next steps for you is write down all those things. Write down the things that you love, that make time fly, what you would do if you could volunteer. Write it all down, brainstorm it. I want you to create a vision, maybe a story about you, and it's you living your life's work. And what does that feel like? What is your heart's desire? And just let yourself imagine for a moment that it could be. And don't judge it. Don't use it as a reason to say, oh, I'm not doing what I want. Use it as a way to dream again, to let your beautiful, brilliant subconscious mind reconnect with what is for your highest purpose, what work you were brought here to do. I do believe all of us are meant to do something with, that we all have a purpose. And the purpose can be as simple as you're standing in line and you're sending love to that cashier who's struggling right now. That is a profound purpose. It doesn't have to be something at the, shouting from the rooftops. We all have a purpose. And just settling into it and accepting our heart's desire is a part of actualizing it and allowing it to come to be. So write that down. Get yourself even a little vision board with some imagery around it. And I want you to create an affirmation that says, I know what I love, and I'm blessed to do it. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Please share my video. I hashtag them, hashtag Coach Rosa Live. And if you don't mind, if you could like my page, it's Mind Over Platter. Have a beautiful day, and may today be just a moment of you feeling your heart's desire.